This episode of WrapOn Podcast is brought to you by Brothers Chemical. Brothers Chemical manufactures Vinyl Off and Ghost Off, two of the finest removal and fleet restoration products on the market. And they've just released their Adhesive Off Pro, a low evaporating, fast action glue remover that cuts through adhesive residue better than anything else on the market, saving you time and money on your next removal. Find Adhesive Off Pro at select retailers and online at brotherschemical.com. Use code WRAPON for free shipping on your first online order. That's brotherschemical.com.
Also brought to you by Signburst Workstations, graphic design and rip computers for sign and vehicle wrap shops.
All right, let's go.
Yep. So it got to a point, and then crazy. During this time too, so like I had just one phone at that time. And he was like, you need two phones because the more you blow up, the more people are going to want to reach out to you and call you on your personal phone. That's the last thing he wants, like random people calling you on your personal phone.
Okay.
Reasonable, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
I couldn't afford a second phone though.
Okay.
So what he did, he went and bought me. Well, I couldn't afford one, so I never went and bought one. So what he did is he popped up at the shop.
Second phone.
Okay. So I was like, well, what does this come with? He was like, nothing. This is just like your work phone. You just keep that. It's just on me.
Sure.
It became a control thing. So every time I call you, you better answer that phone.
Yeah.
If I text you, you better answer that phone.
I pay for that phone. Yeah.
So my husband became a problem with that. My husband was like, what the,
Yeah.
who is he to tell you to answer whatever, especially because he would call me at like 7 o'clock in the morning, just want to chit chat. My husband was like, what the,
yeah, this is our time. This ain't
chit-chatting with no grown man.
Right. I get it.
So that became an issue. So when I returned the phone, that's when like everything like flipped too. So he was running. So the phone situation put tension between us, and then he was using my film and not replacing it.
Sure.
So I would come in from my 9 to 5, go to work, tell a client I had a certain shade, get there, it would be no shade there. Then it'd be like, it's not that big of a deal. We could just throw 35, even though they want 15. That don't even look the same.
Yeah.
So we got in a huge argument one day because the client requested 15. We ran out of 15 and he was like, we just put 20 on it. I'm like, I'm not putting 20 on my client's car. If they requested 15, whether they know the difference or not, it's what they asked for.
Sure. It's integrity.
Yeah, it's a simple integrity. If I didn't have 15, I would have told them 20. But since I had 15 and you didn't tell me you ran out of it, at the end of the day, I'm going to reschedule his appointment.
Sure. It's a double whammy of integrity, right?
Yeah.
I'd have it if you, so.
Yeah. And so me and him was going back and forth at it, and our client heard it. And the client came out of the waiting room, and I was trying to keep it like quiet, but I was just like so fed up at that point. It was a whole bunch of other stuff in between as well that happened, but that was like the breaking point. My client came out, was like, I don't want to get my car tinted here. Can y'all just pull my car out the bay? So I was like, don't worry about it. I'll pull it out. I pulled it out. He was like, can I talk to you for a second? I was like, yes, sir. What's going on? He was like, something on my heart tells me that you're not supposed to be here. Like, this is not the place for you. I'm a commercial realtor. Do you want to go look for buildings today? And I was like, fuck, yes.
The customer? That was
the customer, yeah.
Oh,
So the customer ended up taking me. I left that day. I was done. So he ended up calling all his friends up. That same day, we went and saw 3 commercial buildings. Next day, another 3.
What are the chances?
Ended up finding the space I have now. He talked the person down a whole bunch of money to make sure I could move in there. And he gave me first month's rent to make sure I could move in as well. He was like, God told me this is not the place for you. And the type of person I know you. Yeah, I do. That made me want to tear up just thinking about it. Because like he saw it and how it was breaking me down.
Right, yeah.
Well, first off, back it up to that. So that wasn't his first car. That was his second car. The first car he came to me, he knew the first time I had to reschedule an appointment, I called him crying on the phone because, like I said, a lot of things happened in between. Sure. That guy, we was in like a suite area. I walked in the shop one day and he had like walls tore down, lights, power cut off, everything was cut off. So I had like a full scheduled day. I didn't know he did all that to the shop. He ended up moving us to the bottom of the shop, but it had none of my equipment in there, no nothing. So I felt like in a way like he did that to sabotage me because he knew I had all those clients coming in that he knew I couldn't operate that day, but he didn't tell me until I got to the shop.
Even if he meant it or didn't mean it, he did.
He did it.
You know what I'm saying? So he didn't take it into consideration. So that's tough.
Yeah. But during that time, you know how I said we did 50-50?
Mhm.
I had already stopped at 50-50 by that point. I was like, we're not doing 50-50.
Okay,
I'm just
I got
paying rent, and we're splitting rent, and we're splitting electricity. I have my clients, you have your clients. And
Yeah, so that seems more like sabotage.
right.
Right.
And so, because at that point, because I had a plotter at that time, I had 5 clients that day.
Mhm.
At that point, I couldn't do 5 clients in 8 hours because I was still slower. So I had the plotter to help me with that timeline.
Sure.
He cut all the power off, so I couldn't use my plotter. So he was like, oh, don't worry about we can hand cut. I'm like, who is we? Like, you're not getting no money from these jobs. And so I called all my clients that day, and that client ended up being the first client. And so I was calling him, and I was like, hey, I'm so sorry to do this. Can I reschedule? He was like, yeah, what's going on? Like, why you want to reschedule? Mind you, we never met before. He came from social media, and I was like, and I started telling him why I was rescheduling. I started crying. And he was like, oh.
That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah. And so when he came back the second time and that happened, that's when they put it on his heart. He was like, I don't feel like this is the place for you. Like, both interactions with you has been rooted because of this man. He's a business owner too. And so I guess he knew everything. And he'd been following my journey on social media. And so went into this space, moved in, and well, actually, I had to not fight for my life, but really did. Cops had to get called and everything for me to move out of that shop. He was trying to keep all my equipment, keep all my film. I had to call the cops to get my equipment out. And then he's like a person that, like I said, met the devil. He take advantage of people, and he's the type of person where he'll have an LLC and he'll resolve within 3 years so he can get out of stuff and then open up a new LLC. Yeah. And so
money, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a thief. He does a lot. So he's a really bad name in the city, but I didn't know that because I didn't really know nobody in my city during that time until afterwards. It was so bad that when I went to tenor battles, people knew who shop I was in, and everybody was coming up to me saying like, "You better be careful with him." And I'm like, "Damn, I'm in Orlando, and they telling me about this person. Like, who is this person?" So within 45 days, I got up out of there. But my husband and his homeboys had to get me up out of there, so he got involved in that one.
Sure. Yeah. There's a time.
Yeah, there's a time where I'm like, "Nah, I need you to solve something."
Handle that.
Yeah.
Time to step up. That's good.
So after that, and after he put me in his space, I was like, I would never again, ever work in somebody else's space again. Because it was just like, it was taking over my creative mind. It was taking over like me loving what I do, my mind, my distractions. It was everything. And I couldn't leave work without feeling what's happening with my equipment, what's happening with my stuff. And so once I got my own space, it just felt like such a huge, huge relief of having that. And so moved in my shop. So January was the first time I moved to somebody else's shop. By May 15th, I was in my own shop. Yeah. So January, I spent in somebody else's shop. January to February, and then I had a 2-week gap. And in March, at the end of March, I moved out of his shop and moved into my own shop. Yeah. Or April.
And you love it.
Loved it. Never looked back. And I was scared though. My biggest thing was like, I didn't even have first month rent. So my biggest thing was, how am I going to make rent? How do I make rent? My clientele still wasn't there yet. It was like sporadically. But I knew I had social media following. And that was like my holy grail was, I just need to post more content, let people know what I'm doing, that I move suites, and maybe people will come support me more. Even still, it's still sporadically in the beginning, but it was enough to make rent.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was just grateful enough to make rent, but it was still scary. And at this point now, I would say like within 6 months of being in the shop, I've been in the shop a little over a year now. 6 months being in the shop, that's when I got,
I can breathe for a second.
Yeah, like I can make rent every month without a worry, because I was making rent consistently every single month. That was no longer the fear. I feel like a lot of times people hold back from going into a shop or a space they have to rent because of the fear of failing. But I feel like if you're a determined person or achiever, you're going to make sure you do everything not to fail. You're going to take on extra jobs. You're going to work super late. You're going to do all these things to make sure that you're not going to fail, and you're going to pay that rent.
Sure. You'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So you touched on it a little bit while you were talking. It was a good story, so I didn't want to interrupt. But I was curious. So with you, did you start hand cutting or did you start on the plotter?
Hand cutting.
Hand cutting.
Mhm.
So when you went and took the class, is that when you learned about the plotter?
No.
No?
So when I moved into the shop,
Oh, okay.
because he was like, I don't want you hand cutting on these expensive cars.
Sure.
So I was like, yeah, I feel that.
Yep, yep. So where do you stand on it? Do you prefer, I mean, obviously plotter speed, right? But
Plotter.
yeah, all day
Plotter
long.
all day. Yeah. But I think it's still important to know how to hand cut.
Sure.
So there's still like maybe not once a month, 3 times a month,
Mhm.
I'll hand cut a car
Sure.
just to keep my skills up to date.
Sure. And like, I mean, there are softwares out there that do really good,
Yeah.
but they don't have every pattern, right? So
Mhm.
at some point you may have to. So it's good
Yeah.
to stay on it. You know what I mean? Stay
Very
focused.
true. Especially the older cars, they don't have patterns on them. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
But yeah, plotter me all day.
Yeah.
I had a video where my plotter went down
Yeah.
one day. And I had to hand cut. And I was like, people don't talk about this either.
Sure.
Like where your plotter goes down, you got to just jump in
Because it
it.
happens. People act like
It's technology.
exactly like it's gonna break. I mean, and it's most of them. I mean, all of them that I can think of are all internet based
Yep.
software. So if your
Internet
internet
goes down,
right,
you're
internet
done.
goes down, power goes down, whatever, like you're shut down for a day.
Yeah.
And that's pretty. Like we become. You think that you're not that vulnerable until something like that happens. Like we had a guest on not long ago. They had a cyber attack on their company. So they got on and hacked all their stuff, froze all their accounts. Like it was like, yeah, it was huge. It was big. And
Did they figure out where it came from? The camera system?
He touched on it a little bit. He didn't tell me too much. I think they're still like kind of going through it, but it was to the point to where something happened where, and Josh could probably touch on this a little bit more, but one of the guys happened to see that something was going on, and he went in that Saturday and started unplugging some of their hard drives and some of their hardware to protect it, so they couldn't shut down everything. And evidently that was a really big thing, because if he wouldn't have,
I would have all the data.
right, they would have all the information. So like credit cards from all their yeah, right. And so, but there was they did get a lot of their information. Most of it was like files from like old graphics and stuff like that, but stuff that they needed.
Yeah.
But there was like a ransom on it. Like they told them they had X amount of days to pay X amount of dollars. And yeah, because it can shut down their business.
Yeah.
You know?
I think a lot of times, especially in our industry, people don't realize like how vulnerable you are, especially with your internet.
Right.
Most people, you come in, there's no Wi-Fi password at these shops because they want
Sure.
everybody to have access. I'm
Right.
like, damn,
That's
everything's
bold.
on your internet.
Right. That's true. I've never
Yeah.
thought about it. I mean, all of our stuff has passwords on it, but that's funny because you, like from your IT background, I'm sure that's why you're.
Oh, my shop is super secure.
Is it?
My infrastructure is secure.
That's good.
You're not getting through nothing.
That's good. That's good. But you're aware of it, I guess. At least like like I don't keep up with I don't really know any of that stuff. I know that we have backups and that we also don't have a lot of stuff either. You know what I mean, whereas like that company, they've got a ton of just old, if they do a fleet of vans, you know what I mean? Like all that artwork. Yeah. Just the art, just artwork. Like, man, because, if they wanted to redo a fleet, or I don't know, if they were doing repairs, like they would need access to all those files. So it's interesting to think that cyber could shut you down like that.
Yeah.
And we just don't think about it. Like we just operate day to day, just assuming that all the right things are in the right place to make sure that it doesn't fall apart. Josh, you remember remember Anton, or Tony was telling us about Anton and the cybersecurity? It was something Anton had to do. He had to go in and like unplug a bunch of stuff. You remember that?
Yeah. He just unplugged all of his servers. I guess he called it. He got a notification about like something going, like a couple of servers went down, got powered off, and threw up a notification on his phone. And he was like, "What's going on?" So he ran to the shop at like, I don't know, 1 o'clock in the morning.
And
and they'll do it when you time when we're asleep.
Sure, but he was able to catch it. Like
That's good.
He was doing something that he doesn't normally do, and then
he's seen it.
He ended up, going in late.
That's God's timing.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
and it could have been bad. Like,
Because they have like Anton's pretty much built like the decal source.
Yeah. Yeah. So the decal source is in McLeansville. It's like it's huge. It's a very, very between Raleigh and Greensboro.
Okay.
So like Durham, Burlington area. So
they're downtown?
Nope. They're out in the country.
That's how you know they got money.
Yeah.
I don't even want to be seen.
He's got
no
money.
street view.
Plenty of
No
money.
street view.
He ain't worried about it.
Yeah.
But their
don't
facility.
even know what's in front.
Have you been into many wrap shops other than the?
No.
No. So
I don't explore a lot.
no.
I just stay at work.
Yeah. Well, after your experiences with some of these people, it sounds like
Yeah, no. After the experience, I'm like, it's so funny now because I have somebody in my shop, another person, rapper, PPF installer in my shop, and he's friendly. And like those situations have scarred me to where
oh, I'm sure you're reserved as hell.
so reserved within my city.
Yeah.
And so like when he first moved into my shop, because that's another thing as well, like the other guy, the last shop I was in, he would use me like a trophy. So he would have like other people pull up to the shop and like try to show me off like I'm like a treat or something to these other people. And he was just like surprising on me. Like I would come in the shop. He's like, oh yeah, there she go. Such want to talk to you. I'm like, who the fuck are they? Like, I don't even know them. Why do they want to talk to me? And it would just be like nothing work related, nothing about a client. It was just like,
you know what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so ever since like those situations, like I was just like, I don't want nobody. If I walk in my shop, my door is locked right behind me because I'm appointment based. So who are you coming in my shop? Right. So especially having a social media presence, I feel like you have to be even more protected. And so he was friendly when he first came to the shop. He would have people come in my shop. So it got to a point every time like he realized like quick that I don't like people just in my shop. Right. If they're not working, if they're not helping you or they're not client, they need to go. Yeah. So like now when somebody walks in our shop and I don't know, they coming in, everybody just looks at me because like they see me like fuck are you in here? And so immediately they'll be like, this is right. But I'm quick with it. And so like even the people coming in, like, dang, why that?
I didn't mean to step. They cross the line.
Like, long as y'all know.
Yeah. That's fun.
This is not a trophy show.
So you've had experience going into other people's shop. So with him coming into yours, how has that been? Has that been
I mean, you can ask him.
Yeah, I guess it's probably better asking him.
But for me, it was difficult more so like in learning how to have make somebody comfortable in the space. And that's what we've been working on. It's like trying to how to make him comfortable in there as well. Because he's a rapper and PPF installer. You know y'all tools. Y'all have a lot of freaking tools. Cause y'all gotta take cars apart.
Yep.
The jack stand alone, the heat lamp, the big heat lamp.
Yep.
Those takes up space.
It does.
So it's like, how do we fit you in here while still looking like an organized, clutter-free shop? Because we do content in here. So everything needs to be perfect at all times. So that's been the hardest challenge is how to make sure that the cleanliness is staying on top. I don't know if you saw the video the other day my husband was going off about the cleanliness. It was on a story.
Yeah. No, I seen the floors though. I seen that.
He was like, dang, we work hard for this. Clean your... He was snapping. I was like, hey.
But he's right. I mean, it's true.
You work hard for it. And a lot of times people don't, because they don't know how much the floors cost.
Right.
So they just lend stuff, still throw on the floor, stick to the floor. And it's like, pick up, like clean up. And that's the hardest thing is the team cleaning up behind itself. Sure. But other than that, like he pays his rent on time.
That's good.
He has a great personality, great customer service. Oh, it is hard to, I'm a big believer in like you are what you surround yourself with. So you're the product, like you said, like 4 people are very successful and you're the 5th one and you're not there yet. You most likely will be because you're surrounded by that group of people. 4 people don't work. You work, you probably won't start working because you're surrounded by those. You're gonna quit your job and feel like you could chill. Yeah. So, like I said, our team is like very mindset heavy. And with him, that's been our struggle. It's that mindset too, though, because he is older. He's like almost in his 40s. So he is older and just stuck in his ways.
Sure.
And so he don't like coming into work till about 12. I'm in work about 8:30. So it's hard when I'm like this really driven person and you have somebody that's just like, as long as I pay the rent, I'm good. I'm posting. And it's like, we need like very driven, determined, determined, driven people, ambitious people in here that's not like feeling like I'm at the end of my career.
Right.
Right now, we're so fresh in, because at the moment that could pull us back down and kill our drive and make us want to come in at 12 o'clock.
So you said it earlier a little bit about how the detail business and the window tint business kind of went together. And so did that work out the way that you thought it was going to, where his customers would become your customers would
wrap
become
or detail?
For detail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that's always been like a fluid thing where they work together.
No, but then recently it has. So in the beginning, it wasn't, because my husband, he didn't really start getting clients on social media until recently.
Okay.
So when he would have his clients, he was like, yeah, my wife tints. He's mobile. Mm-hmm. So they're expecting a mobile tinter. And so they don't want service. They're mobile people. So they're going to go to the mobile tinter.
That's right. Okay.
But then also with my clients, like they booked me because they saw me on social media. So when his clients, when we tell clients about me, they're not, why would they book me when I'm not mobile? My prices are a little higher than most in the city. And they don't know me. They don't know how I look. Nothing. It's just, okay, you just sound
It's just your wife. Yeah.
Yeah. So that didn't really transpire. And then for me, it's hard. I think it's harder to convince somebody to do a detail because it's not something that's going to last too long, especially for the prices my husband charged. And so with that, it was harder for my clients after they spent all this money with me to tell them like, hey, go get a detail now. So in the beginning, it was hard. But once we started doing more content together, people would start booking us together. Okay. Because now they want to support both of us. Yeah. And so we started offering like incentives for like you book with us together the same day. So now it's starting like within recently, our clients are like rotating. And my husband, his big struggle was, since he started off as a mobile detailer, his big struggle was sitting still and being in the shop, even though we had a shop.
That's what I was going to ask. I wonder how he feels about, and I mean, hopefully he'll come on, we'll talk, and I'll have a chance to ask him. But I could imagine like thinking about me out on the road being mobile and my wife being back at the shop. I'd probably feel a little funny about it. Be like, man, I'd like to be in that nice shop.
Well, my husband's such a hustler. Like the heat don't bother him, the cold don't bother him, the rain don't bother him. So I had to like not force him, but like had to like get in the shop. Like, so many arguments. Like, why are we not in the shop? Like, we have all this space here. You should not be, especially because he does a truck and trailer. Okay. The gas is insane. He's spending a couple of $grand a month in gas alone. I'm like, you could have your clients come to the shop and you won't have to spend all that money.
Yeah, cut the expenses.
Yeah, we're expending expenses by paying rent here and electricity here. So, but then also it's easier to sell when you are already there. So like my husband, he would tell people, hey, my wife tint, but he couldn't give them prices because he don't know my prices. Right. Versus like, hey, my wife tint, here she go. If you want to talk to her about tint. Hey, my husband detail, here he go if you want to talk to her about prices. Right. And so with him now being in the shop more, it's easier to transition our clients now. But with him being mobile and me in the shop, it was harder. Yeah, I can imagine that.
Now, what about with the PPF and wrap guy? Are the hopes there that you'll...
Oh man, they
go hand in hand.
Yeah, his clients. I love his clients.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. He's been in business about 20 years, so he got good clients.
Yeah. Well, and I'm sure too, like, I'm sure you'll have clients come in that like something as simple as like, PPF. Something as like a frontal or a chrome delete or something. Wraps. Yeah. Yeah. See, that's good business. So he's eating it up too.
Yeah, we're everybody in that shop eating. Yeah. And so like, that's the biggest thing as well. It's like everybody in the team eats. Even my team member, we started him a side business cleaning windows after we do tint. And so like, even if, let's say like we have a slow season because he's commission based. Mm-hmm. We have a slow season, we're not making that much money in the shop or we having a slower time, you go out here and clean windows and go make money off of that to make up that endpoint for you, but also just to help develop you too. And so like, I really believe in everybody eating. The whole team should be winning. Yeah.
No, it's important. I agree. I think it's the way it should be done because he'll learn stuff out there on his own that he may hear you say it, but until he experiences it, he won't know what it feels like. You know what I mean? And if he's like you said it earlier, if he goes out and he has to deal with a customer, he has to answer that, he's going to build that habit of dealing with that. So then when it comes time to do it at the shop, he's going to do it the same way. He's going to treat it just like it was his.
I don't even talk to clients no more.
No?
No, he handles it like what are you here for?
Sure.
To do the intake form because like I want to see how you perform when I'm not here. Because the goal isn't for me to always be here.
I wanted to ask you too. I think this is you kind of hit on it a little bit earlier, but it wasn't so much from the social media standpoint. So I wanted to ask about how your husband does with the social media stuff, because I know it's got to be tough. I mean, I know people have to be, there's a lot that gets said on social media. You're talking, you know what I mean? Like you go back and forth, you know, with people, you know, and so I know that's challenging.
As far as like men making advances?
Sure. Let's start there. That's a good spot. I think that's a good spot to start.
My husband's a very confident man.
Okay.
And one of the things that I pride myself in is that we are very loyal to each other.
Okay.
And so with us never having issues involving men or women, that we're so confident that that's not even like a argument or a topic of conversation in any of our discussions.
That's cool.
And I don't think it's ever really been a discussion like where he's felt that the men, like any way about men hitting me up. Because his thing is like, I'm with you because you're attractive.
Sure.
Of course men are going to hit you up.
Yep.
Like if nobody hit you up, I would be scared. Like, am I with somebody that's not cute?
I check my eyes. I'm missing something.
And so,
well, good for him.
Yeah, he's a very confident.
Yeah. Well,
he feel like, I mean, like if you were to do something, it's your loss.
Sure.
Like, and I feel the same way. If he was to do something, it's his loss. Yeah. And so I think when you have that mindset, you just let God be, and whatever happens will come to the light. If something does happen, and you got to deal with those consequences, whatever it is, you got to be an adult to deal with those consequences.
Sure. And you've said that a few times about God, and normally I avoid saying stuff like this because it is a little risky. But
I just keep talking about it.
You keep saying it.
Talk about God.
Yeah. So is it important?
It is. I feel like without my business wouldn't have grown without it. Because I mean, the type of difficulties you go through, the type of wild faith you got to have to think it's going to work. It has to be a higher source. And I also have to have a moral compass in line with everything that I do. And I feel like I can't have a moral compass if I don't know my Bible, if I don't know a person to look up to and a direction to follow. And so I do feel like a religion-based background, whether it's Hinduism, Buddhist, Christianity, whatever it is, you got to have some type of moral compass and backing behind you. So I do feel like God is important.
That's cool.
In business.
Yeah. Well,
I don't have a reason for nothing else. Like, why are these great things happening to me?
Sure.
Yeah, it's hard work, but some things you just can't even explain why.
I'm sure that helps build confidence too in your relationship as well. You know what I mean? It's nice to know when somebody has a moral compass, because then you know why they're doing what they're doing.
Yeah. I think that's even with, because I do get the DMs, the attention.
Really? I would have never thought.
But my moral compass, my vows, that we made a vow to God, keeps me in line with what this is. Like our future, our goal, and who this man is. Like, we're going to get through it, whatever it is.
Sure. No, I get it. I think it's cool. I worry about it.
I thought he was going to, like, when I started growing attention, I was waiting for that conversation. Like, let me see your phone. Let me, like, what people DMing you. Sure. He's never asked my phone a day. Since the day we've been together, he's never asked for my phone.
That's good. I don't.
Yeah. He's never like, and I've asked, I said, you don't ever feel no way like about my DMs? He's like, well, for what? Like, I know they're going to DM you. Like, what can I say? Not the post?
Look, Dana, my wife, she doesn't post much. She's not active at all on social media. If it is, it's like a cheer post or something. It's very minimal. And
or like, thank God.
Yeah. Well, no, but I have insecurities. I worry, you know what I mean? Again, like she's
I think I do a good job of like making him feel secure too.
Yeah.
Because I'm very like open with him and honest. And I mean, he has access to my phone. His face ID, something he does for passcode, so he can get it if he wanted at any time ever. But also like we communicate so much that I think the reason why people do have insecurities is because people aren't reassuring enough. And I'm big on reassuring. Like,
I think it's cool too, though, like, because your entrepreneurial journeys are kind of running parallel, right? And it sounds like you're growing together.
We are.
And you're doing it together. And
but it's hard too.
It is. That comes with its own set of struggles.
The fights.
Yeah.
A lot of times, yeah.
What in the world could y'all fight about? I don't understand. It just sounds great.
So I'll say example.
Okay.
Cleanliness.
Okay.
So my husband's like borderline damn OCD.
Yeah.
And I believe in gender roles to a certain extent. Like we talk about the cooking.
Yep.
Cleanliness. My husband thinks that I should be cleaning more, which I get it. That's something we agreed to when we first came in. So I agree with that.
Sure.
And we both work a lot of hours. We both work hard jobs. And it got to a point where my husband's not a dirty person. Like, he don't like leave stuff around. I'm the one to leave stuff around. Like I'll take my shoe off in the living room, leave it there, take a damn scarf off and leave it on the kitchen counter.
If I do, it's so my wife knows how it feels. That's how I do it.
That's
Jeez. Yeah. I'll say, oh, you don't like the shoes in the living room, huh? Oh yeah. Why'd you leave yours?
So you leave your stuff around.
But no, yeah, she does. I don't.
She do.
I like things clean.
Yeah.
I'm big on it.
I think maybe it's a woman thing then.
No. Well, maybe. I've met my stepmom, for example. She is thorough.
That's how my mom is.
Like thorough.
That's my husband. I was like, how did you have that mom? And you're like,
it's wild. Like my Dana will make jokes about my stepmom. She'll say, when you go to set a glass down, she said that she'll have it clean by the time you put it down. She'll have it clean and she's going to put it away.
Oh yeah, she don't play.
She don't play. Like she is like, and so it's always like that.
But that's good. I aspire to be like that one day.
Me too.
I really do.
Yeah.
But so like with the cleanliness, it was with us working so much. I still have to cook dinner when I come home. He usually give my son a bath and put him to bed, or our son a bath and put him to bed. So that's how we balance that. But I was just exhausted. Like I don't want to clean after I get home as well. And so it became like a argument, a regulatory argument, saying like, "Why are you not picking up after yourself?" Da, 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 da. And it's like, bro, when I come home, I just want to throw my shoes off and fucking go upstairs. Like that's why. So it got to a point where I'm like, why are we arguing about this stupid shit? Like if I'm tired enough, if I'm too tired to clean and I'm working my ass off, I'm gonna hire a cleaner at this point. And so now I hired a cleaner. That's
cool.
To where we don't argue about
that solves the problem.
Yeah.
That's cool. Like
so now you can shut up. I'm not cleaning, and I get to relax when I get home.
Earlier when you came in, you seen my dad, and the woman that was with him is my aunt, and my aunt, she's been married long. I mean, she's the. I don't think I know anybody else that has been married longer than her. And when I was trying to think of the right way to say that. So when me and Dana got together, she came to me and she gave me some really good advice. And she told me, she was like, people will tell you it's 50-50. You know, it's not 50-50.
It's never. Some people pull more weight the other day.
And she was like, there's going to be days that, and she was talking to Dana. She said, there's going to be days that Scott's zero and you're going to have to do everything. Right. And that's what marriage is. And she was like, people always ask, like, how do we stay together so long? And she was like, I was prepared to carry both of our loads all the time. Anything could happen to them. And so when I think about marriage, like you saying, like, it's like, when I come in and I'm done. And you need to trust that I'm done. That's why that is. And then, so coming up with solutions is everything. It's like coming up with something to put in place to be like, all right, I'm not arguing. Yeah. I will hire somebody before I argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you about it.
No, I'm going back and forth about the cleaning no more.
And that's why we pay the landscaper.
That's right.
Yeah. Some things you just got to pay for convenience. And I feel like if we work hard enough, at the end of the day, like, why can't I? Like, if I could, I should be able to enjoy some type of luxury. But then also, what I've learned about having a cleaner as well, I'm able to focus on other things. So if I don't even do laundry no more, because the cleaners do the laundry. And so, it's not even expensive as you would think it would be.
Somebody else has told me about that. Actually, I had this conversation with somebody not long ago, and they were like, be careful, because when you see the price,
it's not that expensive as
you're going to hire them. And I was like, really? Is it like that? And they were like, bro, when you hear cleaners, you instantly think it's going to be this crazy price. He was like, it is so fucking reasonable. So reasonable. So this is the second time I've heard this. So it's like,
you maybe got to make like $20 a day for a month for a month for a monthly clean.
That's not bad.
No. It's not.
I can do that.
Yeah. Fold laundries, wipe the walls down, change your linen for you, everything. But
hotel.
Really? But dang, I forgot what I was going to say to.
Yeah. I get it.
Got us all excited.
Yeah, I be messed up. Dang. This is not good. No, you were saying that it gives you an opportunity to focus on other things.
Yeah. So even like I had my cleaners come Friday,
Mhm.
and I took a half a day on Friday so I could attend a branding deal opportunity meeting. If I would have took a half a day, I would have went home cleaning my house. I have a decent sized house, and so with that, my house is going to take me about 8 hours. Like if I clean it the way they cleaned it, and I felt like at that moment I was sitting there and I was like, man, like I'm so grateful and I'm blessed that I'm able to do this, to focus on this over here. Because if I wasn't able, my main focus was like work, cleaning, wifing, taking care of a kid, I wouldn't be able to have no mental capacity to focus on anything else and help grow my business in any other way so that I can help build our legacy more. And so I really feel like paying for convenience to help you focus on, it's like team members. Like you hire team members in so you could walk away from the business and figure out other business ventures and scale in other ways. And so same thing with like home life. Like I try to figure other ways for people to help so that I can focus on other things and scale other ways so that I could pay for them and afford them.
Yeah. Well, and it probably frees you up because that's something we hadn't talked much about is your mom.
Yeah.
You know? So you got to have time to be a mom too.
And that was another thing. Like if I wasn't working or cooking, I was cleaning. And so it's like, when do my kids get time? When do, kids, you got to clean out them every day.
Every day. Every day. And mine are old enough to where I shouldn't have to and Dana shouldn't have to, but we still do. You still do. You know? You ask my mom, she probably says that she still cleans up after me. So I get it.
So I think it's definitely, and then we have 4 dogs too. So
holy moly.
Yeah, that's
right.
Are they big dogs?
American pocket bullies.
Oh, okay. So they're smaller, right?
They're smaller, but like buff. And
Yeah.
like that noise. All
That's
day.
funny. That's funny.
So like having all of that was a lot.
Yeah.
It was overwhelming.
Sure.
I was only like 24. Like that's a big life. And my husband has 2 other kids as well.
Okay.
So 3 kids in total. So just having all of that on me at such a young age, it was overwhelming. So I was like, fuck it, man, I'm just gonna hire some cleaners.
Yeah.
I'm gonna help me out.
I like it. I think it sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. So I think we're, as far as like the timeline or whatever, when I think I'm listening, you are very ambitious and you got a lot going on, but what does the future look like? What do you think when you look towards the future? I mean, obviously you've hit some pretty big milestones in a kind of a short amount of time. I mean, just getting into it in 2 years and, you're established, you've got great social media following, you're taking advantage of it, you've got your shop now. As you look towards the future, what does that look like?
I want to buy a commercial building. So the goal is now with having the business, I want to try to really do legacy.
Okay.
And so with that, and also really have financial freedom. And so my plan is to use this, using my remainder of my lease up and buy a commercial building, possibly change cities. So right now we have a small population. So my city is about 200,000 population.
Okay.
I want to move to a city with a population about 1 million.
We got like 27,000 here in Asheboro.
Jesus, I'm thinking 200,000 was a little bit. Jesus.
It's pretty good. 200,000,
Jeez,
majority of our work comes out of Charlotte.
I bet.
Yeah. Or Raleigh. We're right in between the two. But,
oh my goodness.
so you're looking, you want to potentially move into a bigger city where there's better.
Which is like Raleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I have the blessing is I have the social media. So there's already clients that come from Raleigh to come to me.
That's cool.
And so moving out there with a higher population, I think it could really help our business. But the goal is to have the storefront, build a commercial building with a couple buildings within it. So that those buildings are paying for our mortgage of the commercial building. Yeah. Buy some land with it and build that up, scale it up enough to be able to sell it. So the goal is one day to sell the company.
That's cool.
And that will support our next business venture, whatever it may be.
Okay. I was going to say, do you know what it is yet? Are you excited?
I would,
you don't have to answer it. I don't want to put you on the spot. I just,
I know
I'm excited for you.
Yeah, it's in the motions now, but
you can tell me off camera.
Yeah, we're going to talk off camera.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool.
But also the goal is more real estate too.
Okay.
So the biggest thing is that's why the commercial is starting in real estate because that's forever. Like,
sure.
Do you own this building or you rent it?
No, we rent it.
See,
but the guy that we rent from is fantastic. He's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. I could call him right now. And actually, when we first built out the podcast room, He came in, he was so excited. He's like Jack looking around like, this is so cool. And it took about, I don't know, very short amount of time. And
we didn't even have our first podcast guest.
And he came in and put in the mini splits in the lobby and in here. And I called him like, hey man, what, like, you didn't have to do it. And he was like, no, you want your guests comfortable. Like we want them like,
that's sweet.
He's just a good dude. So he's
That's
never,
awesome.
no pushback. He's easy to work with.
That's awesome.
Hell, he mowed the yard here for the first year, just about.
Dang.
He'd come out, mow the yard, weed eat. Like he's just a good dude.
Yeah, he just put the pavement out there.
Oh yeah.
Oh nice. Yeah,
because he's like,
Yeah.
you guys don't need to deal with that dust.
Yeah.
Pulling that dust in.
So it's like, if
that's awesome.
obviously I'd love to own the building that
Yeah.
we're in. We're not.
It's a huge financial.
It's huge, and for the space that we have here,
The mortgage be insane.
oh my god, it'd be crazy.
But that's the goal. That's why I want to
Sure.
have other suites.
Sure.
So they're paying for the mortgage. But of course you got to leverage and
Sure.
have a certain amount of money in the bank account.
That's
to get
right.
a bank loan.
That's right.
So that's why this next 2 years is that goal is to have enough,
Sure.
build up the credit to be able to finally have some big goals, big dreams.
I can tell. I can feel it. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what they are, but I get it. I'm excited for you. I think it's cool. And I think that you're doing it right. I think for as far as I can tell.
Biggest thing is I want to also, within the next like year or two, how we spoke a little bit on that off camera as far as like influencer who does tinting
Sure.
on this, who's also a tinner. And so I really want to take more so over with the content creator space. And
I'll compliment you on that as well. Because I've seen several of your videos where you're not in the shop and it is just you, right? It has nothing to do with tinting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just you making a post, and I like that. I think it's cool because it gives people an opportunity to see who you
the
are as a
mindset.
person. That's right. And because you are a human, like you do have a normal life. It's not just tinting, and that's valuable. Like that's cool. I think it's good both ways too. I think it's
my mentor had to teach me that.
really.
Yeah, he was like, and it's crazy he taught me that because he's a straight tinner online.
Really?
He does not have a personal brand at all, but he was like, no, you got something. I think you need to hone in on that personal brand because you can make way more being a social media influencer than you ever will make as a tinner.
Sure.
I was like, once you told me that, shoot.
Well, and you're comfortable with it. Like, I mean, it seems natural for you. And that's probably why he said that, I would assume. Just, you know what I mean? Because
it's so crazy people say that though, because like they don't, I think people think like you just get on camera.
Sure.
You just naturally be good with camera.
And that's how I do it. I just get on and
Just go.
yeah, it just comes natural. It's so simple for me. It's not no.
But I think
I'm sure
it's
Josh has got
years.
thousands of hours of bloopers and screw ups
Yeah.
of me going, run that back one more time.
What'd you say out there while we were shooting that stuff? You said, that's bad, do it again.
Yeah. That one wasn't working.
Just-
Do it again.
That was my mantra for the past year and a half.
he has to get it right. Somebody got to
Do it
teach
again.
you.
Do it
Yeah.
again. Do it again. So
That's funny. But a lot of times, because people just now coming on my journey, I've been doing content for like 5, 6, 7 years. So with that, but it wasn't like, now I have a direction with my content. Before it was just like, actually it's crazy. I made a food cooking one like 6 years ago and it blew up. I should have knew back then
yeah, you should.
that I had something.
Yeah, because it doesn't happen. I mean, it's tough.
Yeah, but I didn't take the value that I had back
Sure.
then. But I've been making content for a while, and so like you get better over time. Like even I don't think you can go back because I deleted it off my page because it was so cringy to watch how I used to come on camera and
Sure.
talk and the ums and the
You
pauses.
talk about. You can get back on my TikTok, and it is rough. There is some old stuff
I
on
was
there.
looking awesome, I
It's
can
like,
see.
ooh.
Some of those,
I left it.
some of those curly mustache days.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Mustache grow out. It was rough.
Oh my gosh. No, that's crazy.
It's- yeah.
But it's definitely like we talked about, like a lot of people assume instant gratification
Right.
without knowing that like everything has hard work and
That's right.
content is hard work. Not only you got to show up and look presentable on camera, you also got to edit, and that takes hours alone
Sure.
to edit. And then you also have to find a caption, find a title, or
Do you dive
find an
into that?
audience.
Like, are you
I'm
big
very
in?
intentional
Are
about
you?
my posting now. Like I said, I've been doing content for a while, but I wasn't intentional. I had no direction, so I was just posting.
Sure.
But now I have direction. I'm able to, like, how you were saying, you used to stop and like look at videos and try to point something out
Mhm.
that was wrong with it. I stopped, look at videos and try to figure out what caught my attention.
What's right about it? Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, once I figure out what caught my attention, I'm implementing that. So, okay, so you caught my attention. So it was this one thing that really been switching my social media up, was I saw a video and somebody was saying how when you do voiceovers, you don't want to talk about what's actually happening in the voiceover because it's reiterating what people are already seeing.
Okay.
And so when I did that video about me cracking the windshield, so I started it on the nightclub one, where I articulated a waiver. I didn't talk about what I was doing. That was the first time I didn't do it. And that's almost at like 800,000 views. Then I did it again with the windshield cracking one. And that was almost like at 300,000 views. And so I'm learning. So I sit here and I watch people content all the time and tips on it and try to implement it and see how it works. So I've tried like so many different styles of content to see like what works and what doesn't work.
I gotcha.
And so I'm just more intentional with if something catches my attention, why did this catch my attention?
Sure.
What happened? How can I implement it? Because you already gave me the secret.
Right.
So how can I implement this in my own spin? Wait, so it could be something hair related. And honestly, that's where I got my whole business model plan from as a hairstylist.
Yeah. That's cool.
So how I do my content, everything, my waiver forms, my late policy deposit, all came from a hairstylist because they don't play.
Right. Yeah. They can't. Right. Like that's it's actually pretty cool that it works that way for you because
you have to be intentional about the posting because everybody posts, but like if you don't know like how you're posting, it's easy to just be posting and not getting any traction.
So did you had you seen somebody share like them making mistakes before?
I never saw that. The reason that happened was because my mentor told me, if you have any issues, stop and record that. And so that was my issue. Literally, I had just got off a mentorship call with him.
Now, I'm not
like that morning.
I'm not saying that obviously like you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket or whatever, but like that was different. I'd never seen that before either. And that's what got me. Like with your content, I was just like, damn, she's putting that out there. Like that's ballsy. Golly. Somebody's going to tear her up. And then I go straight to the comments. I'm like, well, somebody's going to tear her ass up. I'm going to see what they're going to say here. I'm going to scroll through.
Like, wow, you're honesty.
Yeah, it went the other direction. I'm like, damn, if I would have posted that, they would have chewed me up. I don't know. I'm interested. I'm going to try it.
But I think it's all about your tone, your inflation. And then don't just say you have a problem. Like, how did you resolve that problem? A lot of people don't give like the end story of how it happened and how it worked out. And I think once you have those three things, it come off as better. 'Cause I think a lot of times men come on with like an arrogance already in their tone or their voice and how they speak. And also it's very rare to see a man make a mistake or talk about a mistake.
Sure.
So I think it could add value in a way if you do it. Just gotta make sure your tone and everything else is right. And as I say, content creation is hard.
It is, like, that's
all that matters.
That's why I said that earlier. Like the way that you articulate it, like it is tone, it's position, it's you're not
visuals.
It's all of the above, right? And so it's like you're painting that picture, and you're kind of along for the journey. And it's like
even like my voice, I was like.
Right.
Made a mistake, y'all.
Those little like the pauses and like you're listening to it. And so anyway, I think it's good. I think it resonates with people. Even like for me, like I'm a guy in the industry and like I'm watching what you're doing. But again, I can get lost in that so easy because I have consumed so much content that it just like you know what I mean. So for something something that, and what sucks is people are going to watch this, listen to it, and then they're going to start implementing it immediately.
Good.
And you're going to see it on it. Now every post is going to be somebody talking about how they suck. Yeah, it's how it works.
So we know where it came from.
Because like I said, I've never seen it before, and I like it. I think it's great. I think it works well. I think it's good for the.
But you gotta have a balance
for sure.
Because if you post too many mistakes, then it does look like you're just negligent,
right?
And you don't know what the hell you're doing. Right. And I don't want to bring my car to you.
It will.
And so that's why I was afraid to post this one. 'Cause I just felt like, okay, this is my third time making a mistake. But it's reality.
Well. It's reality.
It is reality.
People make mistakes. Mistakes happen every day. Like, and that doesn't define you. Actually, it's how you handle it. Yeah, exactly. And now you're getting better from that. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think if people if they can appreciate that, if they can look at it for the situation and say, okay, that's where she was and that's how she handled it. Yeah. And now this is where she is. And so that progression just makes it easier to follow along and root for you. And it's like,
I think that's the big thing is like, I always say like I'm a storyteller and I always try to tell a story in every content I do, every video I do. Cause people love a good story.
100%. That's what reels them in.
Yeah.
Or at least that's what keeps them there. Right. Like, cause like you said, you could have a hook, you could have something to get somebody to stop. But the second you lose them, you're going to lose them if you do. Yeah. If you can't bring them along with the story. So
yeah, you just got to be a good storyteller.
Yeah. You're doing good at it. So
I always say, like, imagine if like Kobe Bryant recorded his journey from when he started. You know how many documentaries would be out here, how many movies would be made off of those clips. And so I'm just the Kobe Bryant of the industry. Recording my journey.
I did a video on TikTok, and I don't know where it's at right this minute, but I was talking about like how if, let's just say that I can't remember if I said Benjamin Franklin or my grandmother, like if they had made content, I would be
tuned into that.
Yeah, I would go back and I would look at, and Kobe Bryant's a prime example. Like if Kobe had been making videos, and
you could see the challenges, the failures, the hard times,
and
the no's
coming from him. Like, because there's motivation. Like you can go to YouTube and type in Kobe Bryant motivational videos and find them all day, right? But it's just like
he was already winning at that point,
right? If we could go back and see him in the mud and then see like
powerful,
it'd be huge. It changed stuff, right? And so for you to be able to do that now,
I think it's even I'm able to like go back and I'm like, even some videos I was talking in where it wasn't involving tinting, it was just me talking. I look at those videos from 8 months ago and I see the video now of me talking. I'm like, wow, my mindset has just changed so much in just such a short period of time that I'm able to see like milestones of even my own growth. And I'm like, dang, I forgot I even did that. Or dang, like I can't believe how far I came. Or and the beautiful thing as well about content, I remember that exact moment, how I felt I'm able to, like I said, I tell stories. So like even when I post a song on it, I'm for the comeback.
That's right. Yeah.
So I try to even do things like that where I remember it's something like it's my emotions that come through my content with it. And so when I see a video from when I was in my first shop and I hear the song that I put towards it, I'm like, dang, I remember I felt this way. And that's why I posted this song during that time. Even though nobody understood while I posted, they just thought it was a song. Sure. I remember how I felt in that moment and how the challenges I was going through.
And it's exciting thinking about, as your kids grow up and they get older,
you get to see it.
They get to see that. They get to go back and be like, damn, look at mom.
Yeah, look at that.
That's badass. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's exciting. So I do this thing right as like we're kind of getting closer to the end. We're trying to wrap up and we're getting where we had a guest on and right as we walked out, he was a friend of mine. He's another rapper. He was from Indy. He came down. We were going to do a podcast together and then go rap a car together the next day. He came in late. It was like, I think he got here at like midnight. It was like 1 a.m. We're in here doing a podcast. And like, we're having fun. It was good. It was a good time. We relate a lot. He does a lot of race cars up in Indy. So it was a great podcast, but we were both beat. All right. So as we were walking out, as soon as we walk out the door, this is what always happens. Not always, but a lot of the time. We'll walk out the door and then the person would tell me this great story. And I'll be like, we just spent 2.5 hours in there and you didn't think to tell that freaking great story. But this time we get out and he pauses and he's like, fuck, I just messed up bad. I'm like, wow, what's up? And he was like, I didn't shout out my wife. So on these last few episodes, I've done it several times now. I give Brad Felty's wife a shout out. And I say, Miss Felty, thank you for letting Brad come down. But I like to ask, is there anything that we didn't cover that you want to? Is there something about your story or a message or anything, really? It doesn't have to be. And if there's not, it's okay. Like I said, I felt bad for Brad because he's such a good dude. And the look on his face was I felt so bad for him. I was like, dang. I even thought, I was like, man, Josh, can we go back in and we'll just let him record real quick? Just saying.
Clip.
Yeah.
Shout out to my wife.
And it's funny, since we've done that, we've had guys be like, well, I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm going to give my wife a shout out.
So I feel that, I talked about my husband, but should I give another shout out?
Yeah. Well,
so shout out to my husband.
You think he's going to come down to an episode with us?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I look forward to that. That'll be cool. Yeah, that'll be fun. Because it's cool. Like it's one thing to hear it from you, but to hear it from him too. Like
I know most people don't ever hear his side.
I've been seeing. So I started following him too. So I've been seeing him do more and more content. Well, it's cool. Like I'm excited for y'all. I think it's badass. Like y'all are working together and doing it. And like I know it's tough for me or for like my family, right? Like and my wife's she's at home a lot. She's with the kids. She's doing a lot of that stuff. So it's like. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like her having now she's doing the coaching thing. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, it's even harder,
Mm-hmm.
but it's even like not full-time,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, you're tinting full-time. You're a full-time entrepreneur. He's a full-time entrepreneur. You got family at home. Like it's challenging.
Mm-hmm. And that's how we started. I don't know if you've seen recently how we started like the series of being married to an entrepreneur. And
I don't know if I did.
It's more so like we're talking to like we're answering questions from like our followers that ask us questions about business, but also just talking about first starting with our journey, but also how do we overcome these things in business, like the arguments, like how I just bought a cleaner because we just had an argument about that. Like how do we make, because a lot of people, it's rare to have two entrepreneurs in a relationship,
right? For
one, but then also,
but it's challenging too because I mean. You two are probably a lot alike in that sense. And that can, like prioritizing like which business is more important. How do we,
Yeah, like who has to pick up the kid for daycare?
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's another.
Who's going to work late? Who's going to go in early?
That's right. Yeah. So like that's cool. So maybe we'll get y'all in here together too.
Figure out those questions.
Yeah. I think that'd be fun, right? That'd be cool.
Dive deep into it.
Yeah. Because I mean, again, like you're saying, like I think
especially young people don't see young married couple.
No.
It's usually like older, and usually it's like they work in the same business.
Sure.
We have
or she's in accounting, or like he's doing something. She's and
she's just helping him.
Right. Yeah. Or vice versa. He could be helping her, I guess.
Yeah.
But you see it more the other. Right.
Yeah, he just.
But it's cool.
Me and my husband were just talking about that the other night. Like he was like, "Dang, I'm just so blessed, like that I have you as my wife, because there's a lot of women out here that would not do what you do." Right. Because we were talking about somebody. One of our friends had asked their significant other to come run their business, like the office side of their business. Could they open up a new business? Sure. So he was like, "Hey, how about you take this old business? You run the office for me. You help me out this way, so I can focus on my new venture." And he was like, "No, like I'm not leaving my 9-to-5 to go help you in your business." Right. But the business is like a multi-billion-dollar business. Sure. So it was like, why would you not leave to go help them and like show them? Because the person, he's a millionaire. So it's like with his women, oftentimes they don't bring value because he's already at such a high pedestal that it's like he has his own issues with that. And so like by him since we've known him, he's never put anybody in position of his business. And so when he gave her the opportunity and she didn't take it, it was like kind of like a confirmation that like it's hard to have a relationship with somebody that want to help the business. But also it was like a hurt for him. He's like, "Dang, like why wouldn't you want to help me? And you over here at a 9-to-5 and I'm giving you this." Like
it hits me sometimes where like I don't think about how much Dana trusts me.
Yeah, trust. Make sure the bills pay, everything. Yeah.
Like she relies
food
on
in
that.
the house.
Yeah, and sometimes like I ask her like, "Are you like, do you think about that?" And she's like, "Yeah, you got it. We're good." And it's like
that must be a lot of load though, heavy load to carry.
But it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like when
the good feeling knowing that you provide for your family.
Like and it.
Do you ever feel like that may like in return affect your daughter in some way?
So yeah, everything. I worry about everything that we do, right? Because you want to impact her in the best way possible. Mm-hmm. But you don't know.
Not a lot of men can provide. And so your wife got very lucky.
They can.
Yeah, they can.
They can.
If they had the right attitude, determination. But the way this world's set up now.
It's tough. It's tough.
But also I think it's tough when it's not two incomes coming in.
Sure.
Nowadays.
Yeah, but vice versa. I mean, she could feel like she's less than because she's not bringing that to the table. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She could feel that pressure of like what happens to you, because that's been a big conversation. Like I travel a lot. So, if something was to happen, I was getting into an accident, then what? If she's relied on me to fill those gaps, like what does that look like for her? Yeah. One of the things that we recently just talked about was like, I've always assumed like my So I have life insurance. So if something was to
Great.
happen, I would assume that the life insurance would take care, that would at least give her, like, that's going to pay our house off, make sure that she has money for the bills, our cars are paid for. But it doesn't work that way. I thought it did. So one of the things that we've been looking at is there's a special type of insurance for that.
ULI.
Yeah. And I didn't know that. So that was something recently that somebody had pointed out to us. And I was like, okay, like, wait, let's make sure that, because obviously like I take risks and, accidents happen. And so I want to make sure that I'm doing everything on my end.
Good.
You know what I mean? To make sure all of those things are taken care of.
I think it's very important.
It is, because
people don't think, especially entrepreneurs, don't think about it. They don't think about life insurance, nor do they think about retirement.
Right. And both of those things are super important, because
I had to get on my husband about it. He did not understand. I'm like, dude.
Well, it's tough, because it's like when you start looking at taxes and you start looking,
it's a tax write-off for retirement.
I know, but you want to invest back into your company.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
especially
it's like
when you early in your career,
right.
your business,
and
don't
so
have those extra funds.
Exactly. You start looking at the money and you're like, what retirement? Like, I got to pull it from somewhere. Like, where's it going to come from? And it's like, you just have to you have to. You have to
make that a budget.
I get pretty, I do traditional, but I also push on other investments as well. Because I can see it. So like the race car, for example, that thing shouldn't depreciate. It'll always sit inside, and it should gain value over time. So that for me is an investment.
Yeah.
It just happens to be a badass investment, but it is a long-term investment.
Investment.
Yep. And it could turn, right? Just like any other investment. Maybe that car doesn't grow in value over the next 10 years, but we'll see. It was also,
it's a risk. Any investment is a risk.
That's right. So it's like, I enjoy it. I have fun with it. I try not to make it too stale and bland, but you look forward to it, but
you do have to prepare for your exit. Yep. I think a lot of pain, I think that's something that's always helped me as well. Is like when I came in here into the business, I was already planning my exit.
Yep.
So I've always visioned selling my business, and I've always just worked backwards from selling my business. Like, okay, how am I going to get there? How am I going to add value to my business?
I didn't.
Most men don't.
I didn't. Hustling. Yeah, it was all about the hustle. I still love it. I appreciate it. When I see people doing it, it gets me jacked, because I know it. I know what they're going through, and I'm excited for them. And it could be something as simple as just buying and selling to washing car. It doesn't matter to me. Like the hustle is the hustle, and it comes in all shapes and sizes and different forms, and I appreciate every bit of it. But when me and Dana got together, she had just went through hair school. So she was cutting hair, and she was cutting the hair of a local guy that was, trying to think of the name of his company, Roberts. And he was the first person to ever franchise a law firm.
Okay.
So he was very wealthy, done well for himself. Crumbly. Dang, I can't think of his name. That's so funny. Anyway, Bob Crumbly. Thank you, Josh. Bob Crumbly. And so she had asked me, she was like, do you know, because I was all into the E-Myth, and I'm reading all the books, and I'm trying to check all the boxes. And she asked me if I knew who he was. And I was like, yeah, obviously, like, he's a big deal. And she was like, oh, okay, I cut his hair. I was like, can you get me a meeting with him? And she was like, sure, yeah, I can ask him. And so I went and had dinner with him one night.
What?
It was so cool. It was a great experience. But he had wrote a book. And so before the dinner, I was like, well, I got to read his book, right? Because I can't.
How are you going to talk to him?
Right. Because he would just reference the book. Yeah. That's in my head. I'm like, he's just going to be like, you should have read the book. So I read it, and it was a great book. But the name of the book is Start at the End First. I might be botching that up a little bit, but that's how I learned that. Like it was such an eye opener, and it makes perfect sense. Like once you hear it, it's like, oh well, duh, like start there and work your way back. Yeah. But again, when you're hooked on the hustle, it's different.
You don't think about that. You think about the day to day, next day, tomorrow.
Yeah, like how do I do this? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think even like when I hear people, like when I ask people, what's your goals? And they'll be like, oh, I want to hit 6 figures by such and such, or I want $1 million, or I want to buy a home. Okay, so how are we going to get there?
Right.
I don't know. How are you going to get these goals? And you don't know how you're going to get there. You have to work back to get these goals. So even in our team, just the other day, our team member said, he's 17 years old, one of them. And so he was saying how, that's when we got the power washing business. So he was saying, I was like, well, you about to graduate high school. Like, what's your goal? What's your plan? And he was like, well, I want to hit 6 figures in the next 2 years. I said, okay, so how you going to do that?
Right.
He was like, I don't know. And I was like, oh, no. We're going to sit here and talk about it. Let's figure out. Let's walk back. Yeah. So what you going to do? You going to work? You going to do a product, a business? Like, what are you going to do? Yeah. I think a lot of times it's easy to say a goal, but you can't get your mind to actually put you in that goal unless you actually put specific goals and plans to get to that goal.
Sure.
So it's all like that's why mindset is so important in our business, because like 100%. You can achieve anything as long as you got a good mindset.
So you talk about the hustle and a good mindset. I was I think I told you earlier, my daughter's really into cheer. Mm-hmm. She's always been a cheerleader. So she's in high school now. She's going into her senior year. And I think it was last year, she wanted to try a different sport. She's never done really anything else. So she was like, I want to play softball. I'm like, it's different, babe. This ain't the same, right? Mm-hmm. She was like, I don't care. I'm going to do it. And she's determined. She's strong-willed. She's she's got a good head. She's smart. She can read the room pretty good, but she's also, book smart. She does good. And so I was like, okay, cool. So good dad. I want to be there. I want to see it. I'm excited for it. I'm pumped. I'm going there. So we get there. And my son's there with me, and he's playing in the dirt, the other little kids, And so I'm looking around, looking for him. I look over, and he's playing with this little girl. And she sees me looking, and she runs over to her mom. She grabs this little binder. She comes running over as fast as she could. She's so excited. She gets to me, and she says, hey, my name's Olivia. I'd like to see if you guys would be interested in buying some stickers. And I'm like,
hustling.
Olivia, you sell stickers? I was like, that's what I do. I sell stickers.
I sell stickers.
and she was like, awesome. That's so cool. And she opens this binder, and it's got, I don't know how many pages. There's easy 100 pages of, I think maybe let's just call it 16 stickers on each page, right? Mm-hmm. They're all organized. And then these nice little things, she's flipping through it. She's telling me all about it. I said, Olivia, how did you get into selling stickers? She said, well, I went to the gumball machine. There was a sticker that I wanted. My mom gave me 75 cents. And she was like, so I put it in, twisted it, wasn't the one I wanted. Put it in, twisted it, wasn't the one that I wanted. She said, so I had one more shot, put it in, wasn't the one I wanted. So I didn't want to seem upset or ungrateful. So I took the stickers to school and I sold them to my friends. So I would sell them for $1, and that would give me 4 more chances.
Dang, Olivia was hustling. How old was
hustling? 7. 8.
Who taught Olivia how to hustle?
So she's explaining it to me, and she says, I come home and I got a handful of quarters. She's like, so I went back to the machine and I got more stickers out. She said I'd done it 2 or 3 more times, and I showed my mom, I've got all these quarters, and mom was like, well, where did you get all these quarters? You can't do that. You can't sell stickers at school. So
Mama blocking the dream.
So she says, well,
Mama don't even know the vision.
So I gave the quarters to mom, and mom told me to start picking the stickers out on Amazon. She was like, so now I could buy all these stickers. Mm-hmm. And she said, and now I bring them to the games and sell them. That way,
that's great. She came straight up to you.
Straight up to me. Like she knew it. I'm telling you, I'm standing there. I'm shaking. I'm doing everything I can not to cry. Right. I mean, she's touched my heart in so many different ways. And she's the sweetest little girl you've ever seen in your life, And so it's like, so when we got done, I told her, I was like, okay, I'd like to buy some. So we bought some. When I got done, I was like, so your big thing is you go into the sporting things. She was like, yeah, my brother plays basketball. My other brother plays soccer. My sister plays softball, and my other sister does something else. So I was like, all right, cool. I was like I told you, I sell stickers too. Mm-hmm. I said, so let me help you with something real quick. And she closes her binder up. She holds it up tight to her, and she's okay. And I said, next time you go to order stickers for the sporting events that you go to. I said, because the people here probably like softball. And that's all I got out of my mouth, and her face lit up. And she instantly knew. She was like, how do I not have that? That's such a good idea. Thank you so much. Turned around and ran off. Now I haven't seen her since, and Mom,
I need softball stickers.
I guarantee you she went back and told that, right? And so when I think about, like, earlier we were talking about, like, she had to be 7 or 8 years old, just a little, but she's seen it, she felt it, she knew what it was, right? And so when I think about like moments like that, like when I'm talking to my daughter, like I would never like I told you earlier, I would never try to pressure in any kind of way. But I think that there are people that just see it and they get excited about it. Yeah. And they want to do it. And, you know, I hope nobody ever stops that little girl. You know, like she, you know,
she's on it.
She's on it. She's already got
way before her time. She could be a millionaire by 18.
Probably. Right. And, but it's like, it gets me.
Dang, I wish I would start a business at 7.
The hustle, like when I see that, but to what you were saying earlier, when we start thinking about like goals and stuff, like you gotta have some of those goals. Like as soon as because the hustle is great, but it's just, if you're not going towards something, it's hard to be intentional. Right. So then everything seems like an opportunity. And so it's like having that stuff. Yeah. You're everywhere. It's like, I can work my way through anything. And it's like, it don't have to be like that. Like you can, there is a balance to it. You know? And people, you don't have to, you know, kill yourself trying to keep up with the hustle, because you can, you know, it'll consume you. It'll take you over, and it's a desirable thing. But
I think it's definitely like a lot of it is also like retraining your mind, because I know like for me, you made me think about it like when you were talking about how your daughter switched over to volleyball. I had tried out for volleyball, cheering, soccer, field hockey, all of those things, and I quit every single time. Like I never did sports growing up. I've tried out. My mom allowed me to do sports, but I never saw it through. I would like do conditioning. I'm like, this is too hard. I'm not running. Let me stop. Join the freaking army.
Which is wild.
Well, I had to get away from home, so that's why I joined the army.
But it's funny you said that, because me and Josh were talking about this earlier. So one of the things, Dana will support the kids in whatever they want to do. Doesn't matter. You pick it. I got your back. Everything's paid for. You'll get privates, anything. You wouldn't need shoes. You need balls. You need whatever. Everything's good. You don't have to worry about nothing. You make good grades. You be a good kid. You're fine. You're set. But once you start, you're going to see it through. There is no quitting. Yeah. Right? So it forces them to be intentional. So if they have
pick something, you better.
Exactly. Because they know it's going to be, 6-8 months of mom is just on me all the time, right? So it's like every year you could see it with Caitlin. She would be like, okay, are we cheering this year? And there was a pause. And Dana would be like, well, are you considering not? I said, no, babe, she's thinking. She's thinking about it, because she knows once she says yes, what that comes with. Yeah, she's locked in, So it's little things like that, like that help.
I wish I would have had that. But my mom, if I tell my mom, like, I'm not going back to more, she'll be like, oh, okay.
Well, that's how I would be, right? Like, because every time Caitlin comes up to me and she says something, I'm like, all right, baby, don't worry about that. It's fine. It's fine. You don't have to do that no more. You want ice cream? You want to get ice cream?
Yeah. But with that, what people don't understand is subconsciously you train your mind that when you say you're going to do certain things, you're not going to follow through with it.
Sure.
And so I always had that mindset that I didn't even realize that I had that mindset until I became a business owner. And I had to sit back and retrain my mind that if I say I'm going to get up in the morning at 4:30 every single day, I'm going to get up at 4:30 every single day. And subconsciously, as I kept doing that, my mind started changing. And that's how I was able to hit all my goals. Because I'm like, every time I say something, my mind isn't telling me that I'm not going to do it. Like I used to be like, I'm going to start the gym next week. I'm going to start the gym. So my mind's already telling me like, you tell yourself things and you're not going to do it, whatever. But once I started retraining it and actually telling myself I'm going to do something and I actually follow through with it, you can't tell me. If I say I'm going to own a commercial building in 2 years, I bet you're going to see a commercial building in 2 years. Because my mind is already telling me like, you live up to what you say you're going to do now.
Sure. Yeah.
But that takes training, because most people will get up, say I'm going to post content every single day. If you don't post content once a month, what makes you going to post it every single day?
Sure.
Your mind is already telling you that you're lying about that. You have to train your mind that, no, I'm actually going to do it every single day. If you say you're going to do it every single day, and if you don't, your mind already subconsciously telling you like, yeah, you're a failure, you're quitting. Yeah. And you have to overcome those challenges and those thoughts, not that mindset.
I think that a lot of people, that right there is so important. And earlier when I said that about like people can, I don't think there's anything necessarily inherently special about me or anybody else out here that's doing what we're doing. But
we just showed up every day.
We show up and
make the decision, the choice to show up every day.
It's just in your mind, like you make that decision. And so if people, like one of my favorite quotes is it's like if a man who thinks he can and a man who thinks he can't are both usually right. And so it's like if I don't think I can do something, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to put myself in that situation. I don't like losing.
Yep.
But two, like if my mind is already there, you see it a lot with racing, and I hear people talk about it with fighting too. But it's like if you don't think that you can win, you got no business.
Yeah.
You're endangering yourself and the other people that are involved. You got no business. And I feel like business is the same way. Like if you don't take on that kind of responsibility mentally, you got no business out here. If you don't think you can do it, don't do it. Right?
Yep. You
wouldn't have took on that tractor if you didn't think you could do it. You wouldn't have done it.
It's so funny. I posted on my story the day of. Everybody was weak because the caption was like, I was just walking in recording me doing a tractor.
Sure.
And it was like the client, when did you start tinting? It was like me. When did you start doing tractor trailers? It was like me today. And ever since then, like every time I do something new, I always like quote that, like, when did you start doing it today?
Yeah, that's a good one too.
Because I'm gonna take it every time. But if I had that weak mindset,
right?
That would have, no way. The client would ask me, I probably would have said, maybe bailed on him or just not completed, went through with the project. Just
told him
quit.
It can't be done. Oh, this can't be done. I tried my best. It just can't be done.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
Mm-hmm. And then even with tinting, like when I first started, it took me 9 hours to tint one car without a back window, just the 4 sides. So it took me 9 hours. During that time, like that was a battle between me and myself.
Right.
That whole 9 hours. Right. Because every second of that, I wanted to quit. Every second of that.
Because you could have got the film on there. That ain't the problem. It's getting the film on there right.
Right. No fingers, no contamination, no nothing.
That's right.
And so I'm grateful for my husband too, because he really was like in the garage thugging it with me all night long, like making sure like, babe, you got it. Like just do it again. It's okay. Cool. Just chill. And he was already in business, so he already knew like the amount of fortitude you got to have to be in business. I didn't know. And I'm a quitter. I was a quitter before then. And so many times I was like, babe, I don't want to do this. Like, this shit sucks. Like, I can't do this. I suck at it. And like, I'm like such a person that when I do something for the first time, I'm usually good at it.
Sure.
So tinting, when I wasn't, I was like, it's not meant for me. This is all it's telling me. God's telling me it's not meant for me.
I told you earlier, like when people ask me now, I send them straight to tinting. Tinting or removals. That's the two things. I say, if you think that you want to do this, go learn to tint or start doing removals.
A move on a wrap?
Any of it.
Or tint.
Any of it. It all sucks. Ain't none of it fun. I've never removed anything and wish that I could do more of it.
Oh.
I've never got down and been like, I hope they get 10 more of these things. It all sucks.
It all sucks.
There's
sucky word.
Yep. But that's what it is. But it comes with the business.
Yep.
So if you're going to tint windows, you're going to do some removals here and there. It's just part of it, right? If you're going to wrap cars, you're going to pull wraps. We got a young guy that helps us out. His name's Gio. Good kid.
You want I saw?
No, he's not here today. Actually, he told us last night he needed a day. He's like, I worked last 8 days straight. I need a day. I'm like, I get it.
Nice.
You're good. Take the day. But we were in the car yesterday and he was like, those removals last week were pretty brutal. And I was like, oh yeah. And he kind of laid his hands up and he had 2 big old blisters right on the end of his fingers. And I was like, yep. But the week before that, he had told me, he was like, cause he had left and he worked at, I hate to put him
Terminix.
I was gonna say I hate to put him on blast, but he went to work for Terminix, and it wasn't for him. That's probably the best way to say it, right? But the money was good, so he was like. So then he came back, and he's like, "It ain't about the money. It ain't about the money."
About that coming back?
I'm probably.
Are you conflicted at first?
No, I don't. So I got a big thing. Like I take on the responsibility of being the problem all the way through. So it's not your fault if this doesn't work out. That's my fault. And I'll find a way to work it out if you're willing to go on that journey with me. Right? And
That's great.
You can't imagine how far I'll go. Like I get wild.
Yeah.
I let a guy stay.
But a good team.
I let a guy stay in my outbuilding for a few days, right? At the house. Cause I like, if that's not going to be the problem, we will solve that. You're going to give up on you before I do.
Yeah.
Now the problem with that is where it's like, it's going to be like, you're going to have to listen.
Yeah.
Right. I'm telling you that if you keep doing that, it's not going to work. And if you can't hear me, then I got to say it in a different way, and a different way, and a different way. And eventually we'll get there. Right. Or you'll give up. That's the 2 options.
I think I'd be having the opposite. I'd be slow to hire, quick to fire.
Yeah. Same way.
That's my motto.
And it's not I don't see it. Again, I'm probably not the one to ask. Cause like I said, I will put that pressure on them to succeed. if you're going to be here, you're going to succeed.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
if you can't do that, that's my fault. And I'll fix that. Don't you worry. We won't have that problem again tomorrow. I'll fix me. We won't run into that again. You know? Because if it didn't go right, I'll assume that responsibility. We're good. But tomorrow it will not go that way again. You know?
Yeah.
And so, and some people, they can handle that, right? Yeah. And they appreciate it. Most people don't. And it's just because most people don't think that it's real. Yeah. It's probably a way.
Somebody really want to help them and give them a chance and an opportunity.
Yep. And like I said, I'm willing to go as far as they want to go. So
man, that's crazy. I had one young lady working with me, and one of them days, crazy busy day, we was doing cars in a building, going back and forth to the shop, going to the building, back to the shop, do more cars. And she was making mistakes that day. And it was just an overwhelming day for her. It's a part of the business. Like, I didn't take offense to it. I didn't get upset at her with it. And she was making cuts wrong on big glasses. Like at the building, it was a huge glass. So she made a couple cuts wrong. And wasting flat glass film is way more expensive than wasting automotive film. So I was like, hey, we're gonna have to keep you in the shop until like you get better with your cutting, and then we'll put you on flat glass. But I think telling her that like killed her confidence. Sure. But for me, it looked at it, I was like, I'm protecting my profits, but then also I am being able to put you in a controlled environment to where I could work with you more.
Sure.
And help you become better at your measurements. And then we can put you in there. And also it gives you something to look forward to get better at it.
That's right.
So you can move out the shop. Nobody wants to be in the shop doing cars. So, it was a long day that day for her. So when she left, that night she sent me a text and was like, I quit. Basically, she sent a long message basically saying like she just doesn't feel like she's the right member for the team. Blah, 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 blah. She can't keep up, all these things. And so I was telling her like, I wish you wouldn't have felt that way, because I didn't feel like any of those things that you're saying about yourself. It was just a long day for you. And I wish you wouldn't have let one bad day kill your confidence. Because this girl, she came from California. She moved her life from California to South Carolina to North Carolina to get close to me, to get a job with me. So I was like, for you to risk all of that and to quit off of one rough day was that like for me, I took it personal. I'm like, why would you do that? Like you should have stuck it through.
My Dana, she's like Yoda. Are you familiar with Yoda?
Yes.
So her motivational speeches are not the best in the world. She comes in hot sometimes, and it's just like, I laugh because that's all I can do. She's very forward and very straight. But one of the things that she'll say, and she says it to the kids a lot, and she'll say it to me too, is quit on a good day. Quit on a good day. Because
if you're quitting on a good day, it's real.
Yep.
If you quit on a bad day, it's emotional. Yep. It's emotion response.
You could have just got beat up, right?
And that's what she just got beat up.
Everybody has bad days, right?
Yeah.
And so when you quit on those days, you're really giving up, and you don't know.
Yeah.
You're not doing it.
It's 8 hours.
That's right.
But so she did that, and we had a conversation about it. And then I made a video basically saying like about her quitting, but it wasn't like personally directed towards it. It was just
seen it. It was good.
Oh, you did see it?
Yeah, it was good. Good.
So she ended up texting me from that video and saying how she saw that, and everything I said in there was things that she tell herself, but she just hasn't grown the confidence to like really live by them yet. But she knows she needs to work on those, like as far as like not quitting on herself. And she didn't realize that like she wasn't a burden. I was like, girl, I never told you were a burden. Like I was just telling you gotta go in the shop.
Right.
So we had a little conversation about it, and then she asked for her job back. And I was contemplating. I set her on red for a day as well, because I was just thinking about it. I'm like, she gave up a lot to come out here.
Yep.
She was sleeping in her RV,
like
in the dead middle of summer. So we was parking her RV after the shop was closed. We parked her RV inside, so her RV wasn't like overly hot, and she had somewhere safe to sleep at night. So I was like, she gave up a lot to come out here. She isn't a bad tenor. She doesn't have a bad attitude, but she's a quitter.
Sure.
And that was the hard thing for me to accept and allow back into my business. Because like I said, mindset is huge. And I feel like, can I help you grow your confidence? Yes. Can I help you grow as a tenor? Yes. Do I have time to right now? I don't. As I'm trying to grow my brand, deal with the team members that's already on the team. And last thing I need is somebody come in here who has one bad day and decides that F all this, F my hard work, F my whatever I did to sacrifice to get here, and I'm rather just to quit. If I allowed that into my organization, how is it going to affect everybody else here as well? So I ended up making a decision to say, like, unfortunately, I can't bring you back because of the way you handled that one situation. And we have every week, it's a overwhelming day. Every week is one day that's overwhelming, at least in that shop. It was a Friday or Saturday. And so if you couldn't handle that time, and that wasn't even like our craziest day. Like where cause you know, like when it's over, you go at it with the team members sometimes. We didn't even go at it because it wasn't that crazy of a day. So I was like, for us to have an even crazier day, and you quit on like our midday.
When it gets bad, what's going to happen?
Yeah, like when it gets, you know, how you going to, like, what if we're in the middle of a client's home and it's crazy, or I don't even know why we'd be crazy at home. Because she's crazy with like a car. Because it was like uncontrolled. People pull up and stuff.
Well, you just need to know that you can trust.
I could trust.
Yeah.
And what happens if you go out and job by yourself and you get overly frustrated and now you want to walk out and quit? And I said that because like I hear you say, I'll work with you as much as you're willing to work with them. And for me, it was like I had to find that fine line of like, I would love to help mentor you and get you to that mindset and that strong will to not want to quit. But right now, I can't. I can't afford that. I can't do it. And I can't take time to teach you that.
Well, let me say this. There were a handful of times where I had to fire people, but they put me in the situation to where, like one, for example, we had our client reach out and say that we don't want that person to come back here. Well, at that point, now you're limiting where I can use you. Yeah. Right. And so I'm not going to make specialty, you know, we've got 10 guys working. I can't make special exemptions for each one of those people because now I'm limited where I can put those people.
Yeah.
So, and we structured it in such a way that, you know, we kept everybody, like our uniforms were neutral. Everything was neutral. Everybody was on the same level. There was nobody better than anybody else. Obviously, people had more skill than one another, but it wasn't looked at that way. Right. The guy that picked up the trash was equally as important as the guy that was wrapping the front bumpers. Like it was meant, everything was structured in that way to where, you know, nobody felt less than.
Right.
And we could all grow together. Right. And so there were instances where I did have to fire people. I didn't have a choice. They start putting you in a box to where you can't. But like I said, it's really more about like, you're going to give up on you before I will.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure the people that you do that with have already had like longevity in your business sometime. Friend, this girl was like a weekend.
It don't. No, it's instant. No, it don't even matter. If you come to me and you say that you really want it. So this is normally how it would go down. I would say, okay, listen, before you say that you really want this, come spend a day with me. I'll pay you $100. I'm going to buy your lunch and just hang out. Mm-hmm. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to say anything. I just want you to see how things operate. It's going to be crazy. It's going to be chaotic. There's going to be parts of it that you think are sexy and the coolest thing that you've ever seen in your life, and you're going to want it. Mm-hmm. Right? There's going to be parts of it that are challenging. There's going to be parts of it that like, it's going to check all the boxes, right? Because it does for me too. Mm-hmm. But it's going to get hard, right? And I don't know how you're going to handle that. But I don't have a whole lot of time, right? And so chances are you're going to give up on you before I give up on you. That conversation has got to be quick and hard, and we got to get right to the point. And whatever it is you got going on, you got to get over it, right? Because I believe in you, and I'm going to give you the opportunity to believe in yourself. If you don't, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Right. And I got your back, whatever you need, but you got to tell me. I can't read your mind. I'm not going to, I can't hold your hand. Right. And maybe I will hold your hand, but it's one of those things where it's like, look, we're going to get through this one way or another.
Right.
And like I said, generally people would give up. And at that point, I don't feel anything. It's not I can only do so much. Right. And I'm pretty good. I'm
a lot of patience.
Probably one of the most resourceful people you'll ever meet, right? So we can find resources. Like that's not going to be the problem, right? It's going to be you. You're going to give up, and so that is a choice, right? And because when we leave this, not here, but just in that circumstance, when we leave that situation, you're going to know that I had your back, right? And that's all I want. If somebody's got my back, you can't stop us, right?
It probably builds different. team bonding, team building.
Well, it's kind of like what you were saying earlier about like when you know that you can trust somebody and you know it's a team, we're doing this together. Like I'm willing to get in the mud with you. I would never expect. I've cleaned more trailers than anybody else. I don't mind scraping glue. I'll do it. And I'll pick the hardest thing. I don't mind doing that either. Right. I also don't mind doing the easiest thing. That don't bother me either. But I'll pick up trash. I'll sweep the floors. It doesn't. Whatever we got to do to get it done.
Yeah.
So it's not like I ever put somebody in that situation. It's just, I just know how people are.
Yeah.
And they'll promise you the world. They'll tell you like, I can handle this. I can do this. And it's like, chances are you can't. Right? When we look at the numbers, the likelihood of you making this is small. And this isn't a challenge. I'm just being upfront with you. It's not very likely that this is going to work out. But there were people that were crazy enough to be like, oh no, I want it. Oh, come on, let's do it. Let's do it. We'll find out. And the ones that make it through make for the best.
Yeah.
You know, there's people that we worked with that they're better than I'd put them up against anybody in the world because I know what they're willing to do. I know what they've been through. Right. And those guys, those are the good ones.
You gave me a new perspective.
Well, like I said,
I like that mindset though.
Just be careful with it because it is a lot and it does take a lot of your time. You know, when they call me at 2 a.m., right, I'm answering the phone, but I'm going to push them. Hey, look, I'm taking this. I should be sleeping right now. I got to be back up at 6. Are you going to be up at 6? If you ain't, then don't call me at 2. Right? Unless you need me. Now, if you're telling me you need me, I need to know why. How did you get to that point? Right? Oh, well, man, my car broke down. Why? Why did it break down? Because you didn't fix it? Josh, how many cars do you think I went through? And I just give them a car. That's the problem. You can't get to work because you don't have a car. All right, I got a car. What now? Now
people will fight you on it.
You can't change. I gave you the car. You can't change the oil in the car. That's the problem. Okay, I'll change the oil. Now what? What do you want me to do? Tell me how I can serve you. I'm more than welcome to. You got it. I'm here for you. But just know you're taking away from my daughter. She's going to college if she wants to. Right?
I thought he was insane for the longest time.
But
just a crazy person.
Yeah.
I love them, all of them. I want to see everybody succeed. I got their back. I got them. Right? If you're going to roll with me, I got you. We're good. Right? And you can't imagine the links that I'll go to. Right? But I'm going to hold you to a standard. Right? I'm going to hold you to that. So when you say, oh man, I don't have any money. Why are you drinking Red Bull? Why are you smoking cigarettes?
Right.
I told you could come in early and you could work late, and now you're telling me you don't have any money? Who's that girl you're running around with? I know that. I seen the rings. None of that shit cheap. Bro, it's brand new sneakers. Where you at? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Right? And it's an accountability, right? Because I got you, right? I'll give you everything out of my pocket, right? But if I ain't got no shoes and you got new shoes and you got new shoes, we got a problem.
Yeah.
Right? You're asking me to give up everything to keep you afloat? No, it don't work that way. No, we're not doing that. That ain't fair.
No.
Right? So it's like, it's just that level of accountability. And it's just,
I love that.
It's hard. It's hard nosed, but man, you get some of the best people. And that's why it sucked when we would lose people because they're my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Above and beyond.
Yeah. At that point, we're close. Like, so it's like, damn, you hate to see that person go. But if they're going in the right way, it's like, damn, you're happy for them.
Yeah, you can't be mad.
No, hell no. You know that, like, damn, they're in a position where they feel like they can conquer the fucking world. And you had a part in that. And it's like, that's not why you do it, right? But at the same time, like,
it's a added benefit.
Man, it's beautiful. You watch them and they're like, when I start to see people around me, they're like, damn, I got to be careful with what I choose I'm doing because I feel like I can do anything. And I'm like, good. You should. You should. Take on the world. Take it over because you can, So anyway, like I said, it's a dangerous outlook because it leaves you, you
could be taken advantage of.
100%. And it makes you hard. It makes you hard nosed. You cut out a lot of bullshit because you got to get to it quickly because they're going to take advantage of it. And they think that you're full of shit and they think that you're not willing to do it. And it's like, look, we can get through a lot of this really quick if you don't have to test these things. Right. And so, I've got them out of jail. I've had to, Oh yeah. Whatever. I just
from the hospital
whatever.
After they OD.
Like I've
OD.
I got in I got in the weeds with them. But if it's funny because I would we met a kid one time. Met a kid, and I don't want to get too far into these, but I met a kid at the gas station, right? pretty much homeless. Dad was a drug dealer. It was a bad situation. But he had something about him. I could see he had a hustle about him because he didn't have a choice. He had the hustle, and I could see it. I'm like, hey, look, quit all the bullshit. Well, I don't need all the fluff, right? You're trying to hustle somebody out here for a cigarette. That's different, right? What are you doing? Man, I'm trying to get by. I'm trying to make it. I'm living with my aunt. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. Can you be back here 8 o'clock in the morning so we can go to work? Because if you can, you're good. You're in good shape. You're young. You're hungry. I got you. But I need you to show up here. I need you to show up here on time in uniform with a good attitude. That's it. Oh, yeah. I can do that. Okay. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, month, 2 months, whatever. Does great. One morning, don't show up. Right? Well, I had some hard-nosed mentors. They'd show up at my house. I had this old guy'd show up. He pulled in my front yard, lay on the horn. A mentor, right? I don't owe him nothing. He don't owe me nothing. He's in the front yard. What the hell's going on? He's like, what are you doing? Still sleeping? They get up. That's right. So I didn't mind going to his house. This young guy show up at his house. What are you doing? Where you at? Oh man, I'm tired. You're tired? You don't think I'm tired? We're both tired, right? Get your ass up. Let's go. It's time to go to work, right? You said you was upset because you broke, right? Don't care if you're broke. Get up and let's go. It's time to go to work. And so you get into those like that.
Is he still with you today?
The reason it's tough talking about stuff like that. So that particular guy, he ended up passing away, and it sucks because he was a good kid. He's a real good kid. He was a good installer. He was trying. He really was. But so when those things happen, it's like, from my perspective, I did everything I could. And it's unfortunate. I hate that I believed in him more than he did.
Yeah.
But I did.
You did your part.
I did my part.
Yeah.
Yeah. I tried to make the best impact I could on him. And it helped. I think he probably would have passed away a lot sooner.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I said, it was unfortunate. It sucks. He had a shitty life. I don't want to see somebody go through something like that. Not if I can make a little bit of a difference. And I'm running around saying, damn, I could use some extra help.
There you go.
Yeah, there he is. Perfect. Come on, get in the truck. Let's go. So that's why I say it's tough. That's one of those subjects where it's like they are quick to hire, quick to fire, but it's hard to build relationships like that. It's hard. It's hard to build those deep, meaningful things. Like somebody shows up late. I show up late to shit all the time. I was late to our podcast today. Like it happens. You know what I mean? So it's like starting to hold people accountable for stupid shit. It's like, man, I can't do that. I'm gonna make mistakes too. But to the stuff that matters, like, hey, look, don't cut somebody's car.
Yeah.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Like, so what can I do to make sure that don't happen again? I want to make sure I'm doing everything that I can. And it holds me accountable, not anybody else. That's for me. I'm holding myself to that standard. So it has its downsides too, because it's kind of, like I said, the rewards are unbelievable.
I believe
you get to follow people for a lifetime and see the incredible things that they do. And sometimes you lose some, and it's tough, So it's, but it becomes
story.
Sorry.
That was
it's
a story.
yeah. Well, you asked, so normally I don't. But yeah, that's why I do that. But anyway, yeah.
Give me a whole new perspective. Like if I took anything from the podcast, it's that.
Good.
I think sometimes my heart is hardened.
Yeah.
And I think I expect everybody to be the level I'm at.
Yep.
And if you're not, I X you out quickly.
Yep.
Because I feel like I'm on a mission and my dreams got to get accomplished. And if you're not helping me, you're in the way.
Yep.
But
I was super fortunate to have people that were patient with me.
That's what I was about to say. Like, I feel like what you just taught me was like grace. Giving people more grace.
Because, like I said, when I look back, there were people that were kind to me. There were people that were patient with me. They took their time. They were willing to do stuff. And without it, I wouldn't be who I am today. So it's like, I kind of almost feel an obligation, but it also makes me reserved too. I don't just jump in bed with anybody. Right. You know what I mean? Again, like I'm an extrovert. I like people. I enjoy meeting people. But hell, every person I meet, they got something going on. And I'm like, God dang, I got
always something.
Yeah. Dana can see it. She'll be like, no, don't start. No, leave him alone. He's fine. He don't need you. Just leave him alone. He don't need you. Yeah,
he's just trying to go out here and save everybody. Superhero.
Because it's, like I said, you feel a certain obligation. It's like, you say
especially when you're able to.
That's right.
I think that's the blessing. Like you're saying I need help and I see somebody and I'm able to pay them and get them in a position and potentially change their life.
That's right.
Why would I want to? Because that's
100%.
the goal.
That's right.
Of
somebody did it for me.
Yeah.
You know, now in a lot of situations I was asking for it, you know, I'd go and whatever, like, hey, kid, you know, would you?
But some of them people probably don't feel comfortable to ask because they got told so no so many times.
Yeah, or they're just unfortunate. Like you just don't even know what their situation is. So, and it's like, it's not a...
It's crazy. We had this one guy that, before we started doing background checks, that we hired on. And we gave him an opportunity. And somehow, some way, we did a background check on him later on to find out his crimes. And they were like, horrible. Horrible. Sass got fired. And I felt it was a conflicting thing because we didn't know whether we should fire him.
Sure.
Or give him an opportunity because we do believe in recidivism.
Sure.
But that was a lot.
Sure.
Because with him going into clients' homes, him having that trust.
That's right.
He had just got out of prison like within 30 days. And we also work on post, so he couldn't even go on post. And his crime was breaking and entering, kidnapping, and something involving like money.
Yeah.
Where he ended up like putting a gun into a kid's mouth to make the parents like get money out of the account.
Yeah, that don't look good.
Horrible.
Yeah.
And then we had him at our house before. Cause my husband used to like make people meet at our house and he would take them to work with him because he would drive all around the city.
Yep.
So I'm like, damn, like we had this man in our house. We know who he was. We have kids here. And you just got out of prison 30 days ago. We had no idea. It was like a reference. That's how we ended up getting him on the team, was somebody referred him to us. But they ain't tell us the background of him. So, but then also like he had an attitude about him too, where my husband would like tell him like he would be on his phone all the time. And my husband would tell him like, hey, we're not on our phone, like we're working. So he would get like an attitude or something. And my husband just got like a bad vibe with him. And it was just like all those things. Like we believe in recidivism because one of our close friends, he's a felon and he did 10 years in prison, but he owns a very, very successful business now. People can change and we believe in people can change. But when you got an attitude, you got the phone.
Sure.
And you got this background along with you.
That's what I mean. Like when you start holding them accountable for that stuff, with that perspective, you start holding them accountable, it's black and white. Either you're going to do it this way or you're not. And if, you know, like one of the things is if you're not going to do it, then I have to.
Yep.
One of us don't need to be here.
Yep.
Right. And it becomes that simple. And that's normally people would just give up. That's the easy answer, right? Yep. They just got tired of hearing me say the same shit over and over again. Right. There's certain sayings that like Josh could probably just rattle off because he's heard me say it over and over and over and over. And it's like, people just don't, it's hard. It's the accountability. But when you think about what's at stake, you know what I mean? Like we can't, this is my life. This is how I do this. I'm willing to let you in here. And we, like I said, we had some sketchy folks, so it didn't. I think for a minute it was like the bigger.
Am I gonna come in here and all my shit?
Bigger shit. So it, like Dana, we got to the point where she was like, "Hey, look, I can't tell you what to do. They're not meeting at the house no more. You meet them at the gas station. You meet them somewhere because they can't be here."
Yeah, that's what we had to learn as well because you don't know these people.
That's right. And I'm that guy. Like I would, you know.
And it's easier because like, I mean, you pull up. Like, come on up and I can get you in the car and we'll drive out.
Come on in. I'll cook breakfast.
That's how it used to be.
I just invited a guy that I've never met before in my life until today to fly to LA with us next week.
He's a nice guy.
Lord.
He was out in the woods.
So we'll see.
I told you earlier, we pulled up and it was questionable. He wasn't.
See what happens.
Anyway. All right. So we'll wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we covered some ground.
We did. I don't even know how far we went. But
how far?
How long? I'm sorry.
I think we started like 3.
Yeah.
4 hours.
Yeah. 4 hours?
Yeah.
We went crazy.
That's good. That's good.
Called me.
Did he? Tell him I'm sorry. Tell him I'm sorry. I didn't see.
He on daddy duty tonight. You make sure he didn't get no dinner.
It was...
That's probably why he calling me. Like, where the food?
It's funny. My wife texted me and she called me and I was like getting close to being done with the podcast and was like, she's like, "Oh, I'm just checking in. You gonna be here for dinner?" Probably not.
Dang, I'm just checking in. You gonna cook dinner?
Yeah.
Probably not. Now we got to talk about that on the podcast.
I know.
How he felt.
That's what I'm
I'm
excited.
I told you he don't play about that dinner.
I'm excited to hear it because
Story.
Like you've got your story and he's got his story of like I'm excited. I think it'd be cool.
It's so our personalities are so different too.
Yeah.
I look at my husband. I'm just like, wow, you're an amazing person.
That's
And I wish I was as kind, humble, like relaxed. My husband's a cool guy.
Yeah.
Super cool.
I'm excited.
Guy.
I'm excited to
He
meet him.
gets so different vibe from us though.
Look, I appreciate you coming out. It was awesome. I appreciate you being patient with us on the floor, working through that. So that was
I
cool.
appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I didn't.
Same.
It did not feel like 4 hours. So, but I do look forward to the next couple episodes. I think it's gonna be fun.
I think
so.
it'll be
And
great.
I look forward to your future.
Me too. I look forward to your future too.
Thank
See where
you.
you take this.
Yeah. It's
I
pretty
don't know
awesome.
how you gonna take it further because you're at a crazy level.
I told you. I'll tell you once we get off. I'll tell you what it
great.
looks like. It's like
It's beautiful though. What you've
We're-
done so far, I'm proud of you.
I'm proud of you too.
Thank you.
So, you're welcome. Cool, Lambert. We good?
Yep.
Oh,
All right. Let's go.
Are we cut already?
Yeah. No, not yet. There was something else you want to say?
Shout out to Swiss Tracks. Those are my flooring companies. I want to give a shout out to Fusion Tools as well. Those are the tools that I use on all my installs. And the Johnson Window Film as well, as they support us in our industry. And they also are a great film line that I use all the time. So thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Hell yeah. Did you get all that, Lambert?
Oh yeah.
You the man. All right.
All right, let's go.